keyboard that wasn't connected next to my actual keyboard, so he could sleep on that.
Alright, we are live to tape. Hello, everybody watching the video.
Bonjour.
Where are...
I look tired, man.
Bring up my notes. There they are. What was that?
I look tired.
I feel tired.
Oh, I definitely feel it too, but over the past couple of weeks I've noticed like my bags are getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe I need a vacation.
Maybe I need just like half of a day off.
Well, that's the best thing is tomorrow's Memorial Day and I'm still in work. For literally no reason.
Oh, good times.
Uh-huh.
Man. Alright, you ready to kick this thing off?
Yep.
Alright, let's get started here in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of The Binding of Moonpir Boston Rebirth. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpir.
Hello.
Let's dive into, boy, this week.
Yeah.
One note, we did take Saturday off. Moonpir was out of town, and I thought, well, I could, we were just talking about in the pre-show about taking a day off of work, so we'll take a day off of Binding of Isaac too. So we're one day down, but I feel like this was a week of really good runs that I just could not get it together for.
You couldn't get it together for, dude? You still took the week. Like, I haven't even ran today yet, and you still taking the week like 3 to 1, I think it was, because I also couldn't run Friday because by the time I finished work, we had to start traveling on Friday night or Friday evening. So I think you took like Monday, Tuesday, and then like Thursday and Friday. So you'd taken the week way beforehand. Like, you couldn't get it down. I was dead by floor 3 pretty much every single run this week except for one.
Well, you on Friday you missed out on a Judas Darkroom run that was pretty. It was a pretty solid run all the way up until I picked up Dead Cat, and on Shoal on the Satan fight I got in Dead Cat Purgatory. And which
is just so much fun to be stuck in that place of all places.
Yeah, it's like at this point, I know some people will say like, "Well, I've got 9 tries. I'll give it a shot." You know, one of them has to succeed. But if you're just not doing enough damage fast enough,
yep,
I'll give you 2 lives, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm pretty much the same. I was a case of, like, when we first started, I was always, I am going to burn through all of these lives, and I'm going to make sure one of them works.
Yep.
But these days, it's just like, no, I'm not going into this hush fight again with 1 heart, just so I can die with, like, a sliver left.
These 15 minutes of my life are more important than this.
Yes. That pretty much actually sums it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dead Cat Purgatory it's the worst place to be stuck into. I don't know what day it was, but you saw the text message I sent to myself, which that tells you how weird my brain has been recently. When I tweeted, I literally, when I play Isaac, like, I have my notepad right here that sits about 3 feet away from me.
Right.
But normally by the time I'm doing dailies, I think this was the Wednesday daily, there is 3 things on top of this notepad.
Right.
At which point I'm like, I'm not moving that stuff, even though it's like a phone, a headphones usually, and then something else.
It's like, that's how tired I am. Any impediment to this is not going to work. I'll show it here on stream. But these are my Binding of Isaac notes here on screen, and there's double Moonpir. But yeah, I also have, like, so you're talking about Tuesday. Here's my I can tell you my breakdown. Mine says Tuesday Judas /NM/IL. So it's Judas normal mode, it lives. I wrote, why does a big fan keep showing up?
He did show up like 3 days this week.
Yeah. I wrote Brimstone and Tech X.
Yep.
Makes every charge time very long, oddly. Which I don't think I expected. If you don't pick up really any upgrades other than Brimstone and Tech X, I was sort of surprised that charge time got really long.
I think it's because Brimstone has a long charge time as it is.
Yeah.
Because that does lower your... It takes a long time to get that thing up.
It increases your tier delay.
But Tech X does the exact same thing, because to get the maximum out of Tech X, you
Yeah.
have to charge it to the fullest to get the biggest circle.
That's true, yeah.
But yeah, that run was kind of funny. I think I took that run, and this is one of the days I took, because, as always, Boston completely forgets to do it. I cheated.
I don't remember. This run was the one where I wrote down that I got 2020, and then I wrote down, quote, felt like I had to grab D100 in Boss Rush, end quote.
Yep.
I saw a D100 and I was like, I sort of have to take that, right?
Yeah, I did too. And this is also the same run. Was this the same run where I cheated, or is this? I don't know. Either way, I took one of the days this week because I cheated by going straight down using the sacrifice room. And jumping down a couple of floors extra just to get that sweet bonus points. So.
No, I didn't do that on this one.
You don't do period. That's how I know I can win.
Yeah, I got into such a bad spot when I kept re-rolling that by the time I got down to It Lives, the only way that I could really do damage, because I of course rolled into Cursed Eye.
I did the same thing.
I had Tech 2 and Number 2, basically holding the fire button down and
just
using Tech 2 and Number 2 to do damage was the only way I got through It Lives.
I made it through It Lives, and this is actually the floor I cheated. This is the run I cheated on, I should say, because I didn't take It Lives on in that run. There was a sacrifice room the floor before, and I had full health because I'd just been D100ing myself over and over and over again to the point where I ended full health. So I just hit the sacrifice room, which was like boop, 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 take me all the way down. Thank you very much. I will take that.
Yeah.
My problems, and this is the run I text myself on as well, because I didn't pick up my pad to make the note. And then the next morning, on the way to work, I thought, oh, I forgot to make those notes. So I sent myself a text message so that I wouldn't read it. And then when I got home, I'd see new text message, and then I could write it down. So let's talk about the roll I got on, I think it was Shoal.
Okay.
I did the D100, kept on spinning her up, kept on spinning her up. I got Conjoined.
Okay.
Which is not too bad. I got Tiny Planet.
Okay, interesting.
I got Broken Mirror.
Ooh, okay.
And then here's where my run came to a stumbling, screeching halt. I got Ipecac.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
With Conjoined as well. So it wasn't just one.
You can't dodge it, ever.
Yes. And I didn't have Pyromaniac, I didn't have Host Hat, I didn't have any of the things that protect you from bomb damage. And I had 3 bombs that I would spit out, and then they would circle around me outwards and then circle back towards me because of Tiny Planet and Broken Mirror.
I wouldn't wish a run like that on my enemy.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, I still took the day because I cheated to get further down.
Right, yeah, like you made it far enough.
But at the same time, it was one of those things where it's like, oh, this is the worst D100 I could have ever gotten.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, boy.
That's an absolute nightmare of a D100. And that's where the whole, the weirdness of the D100s come in as well.
Yeah. Because
you can roll it and you'd be like, okay, now I've got, I've got Tech X and I've got Conjoined and I've got these things. So
and I'm guppy.
Yes, so everything is dying about 2 seconds after I enter the room. And then you get a run like this where it's survival of the how quick can you get out of the door before your tears explode moment.
Right. Just don't stop for nothing.
That's pretty much exactly what it was, to be honest. I didn't even finish the boss on that floor. It was just like, yeah, I'm done. Yeah. Because at that point as well, it's not a half a heart, it's a full heart as well, because they're bombs. So I was done so quick.
I did have 2 conversation topics based on the dailies this week. First one I had is, I'm still not entirely sure how I feel about Bumbo. He showed up on Thursday's run. He was the very first item. And I picked him up because I haven't picked him up in so long. And I'm still not sure how to feel about him.
I don't like him. If he's in a room, if there's no other options, I will pick him up. Because if you happen to be on a run where you can collect a fair bit of coins, then he works out quite nicely. If you're not, he sucks up your coins sometimes faster than you can go and get them if you need them.
Yeah. I picked up a buttload of coins on Thursday's run, and I got him up to level 4 really quickly, and he was dropping a bunch of stone chests for me, which was really nice, which dropped a lot of money, which he dropped more stone chests, but I still feel like personally attacked whenever he drops a bomb on me. Like, he picks up a bunch of coins, or he's just firing randomly and then drops a bomb. It's like we were talking about earlier, you know, accidentally stepping on a cat. It's just that look they give you where it's like, why? It's like, that's the look I kept giving to Bumble. It's like, why? I give you money.
My least favorite one for him is when he goes and drops it on the enemy.
Yeah.
And then you don't even notice he's done it because it's not like you've activated it and there isn't a bomb dropping noise.
Right.
Or at least not one that's distinctive enough in a room full of chaos. And by the time it goes off, you're stood right next to it. You're like, what just blew up? What hit me? And then the Bumbo was in the corner just like,
yeah, it's like, stupid jerk. The other thing that I want to talk about is I'm sort of not sure how I feel about pills lately. I feel like I'm in this slump where pills are doing more harm than good on nearly every run I'm using them on.
Yep. To me, they've always been a bell curve.
Yeah.
Like, over the course of a week, I can go like, F pills, pills are the worst.
Yep.
Middle of the week, like, pills are the best.
Right.
End of the week, F pills, I hate them. And this is cycles like every week, every month, whatever it is. I'm just constantly doing the same thing where it's just like, I will have runs where I will completely avoid them because of stuff like that. And then I will have other runs where I pick them up constantly because I know I'm having a really good pill run. I'm actually really disappointed. Watch for the masterful segue here because I had a really good keeper run this week, fueled by pills.
Weird.
Because I didn't. The best thing is I got the reusable pill generator. I didn't have like Swallow Penny or any of the other stuff, so I knew it was a risky run. But I just kept on chewing down on those pills until I had identified every single one of them. And then every time I filled up that bar, I was like, pop the pill button, whatever I got, use it or toss it. I ended up with really good fire rate, really good damage, like really good DPS. But the same thing that always happens to me with the Keeper happened, which is I can't avoid damage. And he's not great for that. So I ended up losing that run just because I'm really bad at avoiding damage.
Well, and the Keeper, I feel like his damage avoidance is really rough too because he's like just a little too slow. It's not like you're playing Maggie, but it's almost like sometimes when you fire up, you know, an Isaac run after you've been playing as someone much faster, you're like,
yes,
your speed is fine, but if it was just like a little bit more, we really have something here.
It's the issue with playing as Azazel, because the problem is if you start playing as Azazel, you get so used to his speed, his damage, like his flight. Like Azazel is kind of a super OP hidden character.
Oh yeah.
But then you start playing as anybody else, and you start running into issues.
I see Luis the cat has joined us. As I have my own cat issues here. I keep trying to move my keyboard out of the way so that my cat doesn't hit the spacebar, and every time I do, he stretches out more and more.
Yep. You didn't hear it, I don't think, but you'll probably catch it when you. I have the program on my computer and I can't even remember the name of it now.
Edit
when you levelate the file, you will definitely hear hair go meow, meow, behind me.
Well, Luis showing up, I think that's probably our...
Nope. Questions.
Our indication to move over to questions.
There you
go.
Saving
me. We have 2 questions this week. First up is from a brand new listener, Adamak Beats, over on YouTube. Wanted to ask, have you... He has a whole bunch of questions here, so we'll take them one by one. Well, I guess these are all sort of... I'll just do all of them. Have you both 100% completed the game? If so, how many hours did it take? If it's not too much to ask, do you have any quick tips on the most efficient way to go about 100% completion? What's the most helpful to unlock first, etc.? Thanks again for the great content. And thank you for being a new listener.
Yes.
I have 100%ed Afterbirth. So I'm at 1,001%. I have not met 100% at Afterbirth Plus, so I'm not 1,000,001%.
Is that Afterbirth Plus is 1,000,001%?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Also, small spoiler alert: if you do 1,001% on all 3 save files, it draws a picture across all 3 of the saves for 3,003%.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to, but I'm gonna.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the first question first. Like, yeah, you've 100%ed Afterbirth. You haven't done it on Plus.
You're
I
right.
think at this point, I think I technically have 100%ed base game. I think.
Yes.
I
think Real Platinum God is the Rebirth's 100%. I think you have that.
I don't know because I got the game and got the DLC, so I don't think it unlocks it because I still have the DLC stuff.
Yeah, like push the goalpost back a little bit.
Yeah, like the challenges, like the achievement is complete 20 challenges, but I didn't get that until I completed 30.
Right.
So that was one of those things. But I'm at the point where all I have left to do is the Keeper.
Yeah.
Like literally, the Keeper is the only thing between me and 1,001% is finishing off his post-it note. I've done literally everything else in the game except for him, which is why there will be a lot of weeks of frustration coming as I attempt to do more and more Keeper runs to actually try and find that two golden runs.
Yep.
One up, one down.
Right.
And as for what's good to unlock, I think that we can't be specific on that because that depends on your playstyle. It depends on what you're comfortable with.
That's true.
We'll actually cover this a bit more in T's question as well, because I play it so differently to the way Boston does, which, again, fantastic balancing by the crew because we play it so differently, yet when we have a good run and we both feel it's a good run, our scores, we've had weeks where our scores have been 100, 200 points difference.
Right.
And yet we play it so completely differently.
The recommendation I'd say for unlocking stuff is try and go through as many of the challenges as you can.
Yes.
Some of the easier challenges, stuff like Computer Savvy and maybe Purity, those unlock pretty good stuff. A lot of ones unlock some of the good runes. A lot of those will help, especially Degas, Yera.
I was just literally that was the two best runes for me, Degas and Yera.
Yeah, I like Perthro a lot. That's the handheld D6.
I don't know how to use it.
Oh, it's just a D6.
Okay, so we roll pedestal items.
Yep.
Okay, I did not know that. I will try and remember that from now on.
Yeah, Perthro is... I think there's only one that I don't really like. Oh, Bracano. It's the one that spawns spiders and flies.
I love that one.
That one's fine. And, like, all the other ones are great. Like, Algiz gives you that bubble around you, the protective bubble. Like, a lot of them are good. It's just you pick up Bracano and you're like, oh, well, okay.
A big thing with Bracano for me is I usually get it in dark secret rooms. Or dark ultra super secret rooms.
Super secret rooms, yeah.
I usually get them in there, and generally speaking, I usually get them right before the boss. So it's like, well, okay, here's a whole bunch of damage for the boss.
Yeah, free damage.
Yes.
Also asked, how many hours did it take? Literally hundreds.
I'm up to 600, and like last time I checked was about 2 weeks ago, and that was 545 hours, something like that. And yeah, I literally just the one thing left to do. And it's the challenging part as well is the problem. Because the game has... If you want to play the game and if you want to go for the full unlock everything, be aware you're going to be playing characters you don't like to play. You're going to be doing things you don't like to do. Because everybody has their own particular jam with a particular character. Like... I know the big difference between me and Boston. Boston loves Blue Baby. Blue Baby is a steaming pile of poop for me.
Right.
Which is funny because he actually spawns with that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, part of the reason why I've spent so much time on it is I picked this up when Rebirth was out, and I had the harder version of the Lost that didn't have spectral tears.
Yep.
So that, and didn't start with Holy Mantle. So getting the post-it note, especially getting the Mega Satan post-it note for the Lost, just took forever.
Yeah, you used the Nord Leaf trick for that, didn't you?
I don't think I did, because I never really got a bunch of runs together that gave me the Nod Leaf and Daddy Longlegs, which is my personal favorite combo for Nod Leaf. I know a lot of people like Nod Leaf and any sort of orbital, especially ball bandages.
That's actually really good.
What's that?
That's actually really good. I never thought about that.
Yeah, but that's only really for enemies that are gonna push against you. Someone like Mega Satan, he's not coming anywhere close to you, so that's where Daddy Longlegs comes in handy.
It's actually kind of funny because, like, the one time I've ever had that combination was when I was doing a stream with T and Rob, and I did an Azazel run with that with them watching, and I was explaining things as I went, not in too much detail, but I happened to pick up Nord Leaf and I was like, look at this Mario 3 reference, and then literally 2 floors later was Daddy Longlegs, and I was like, nice. Never had this combo before, never known about this combo before, like a week ago, so perfect. Let's try it out. Let's show how it works.
Yeah, have a 2-hour-long run.
Yup. No.
All right, well, thank you to Adamac Beats for sending in his question. T-Bomb Rocks asks our second question here today. What are your top 5 best and worst items? Let's start with best.
I think this is the funny thing for me, is because this is something that we diverge on very swiftly.
Yeah.
We talked about it during the week when you picked up my items during that week. You actually referred to it as a Moonpir item week.
Yeah, the body swap week.
Yeah. Number 1 for me with a bullet is Brimstone.
Oh, yeah.
It's, in my opinion, it's the best item in the game, because if you pick that up during a run, you're pretty much guaranteed a victory run with that.
Yeah, as long as you're not like me and you don't pick up what was that? Libra?
Yeah, it was Libra.
All right, I'm gonna pick 5 other, since there are now like 500 items in this game. I'm gonna see if we can pick 5 items each for each category that are different from each other. So my first top 5 item would be Cricket's Head.
Okay, yeah, that's a good choice.
I feel like it's a solid damage upgrade, but the damage multiplier is where that thing really shines.
You're going to have to run that one by me, because I did not know he did a multiplier.
Sure, so it's a 0.5 damage up by itself, but it's also a 1.5 damage multiplier.
Is that when you pick it up or for the rest of the run?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, so the rich keep getting richer on that. It does not stack with Magic Mushroom. Magic Mushroom does a similar thing with damage multiplier, but by itself, I think Cricket's Head is really, really strong.
Yeah. Let's see. I like to go out of the box here, because there's not a whole lot of... It's not that there's not a whole lot of items, it's just there's a whole lot of items that people can say, oh, this is incredible.
Right.
And everyone will have a mutually agreement run with that. Like, you can sit there and say, Cricket's Head and Brimstone are both probably going to be way up there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and get a little weird with my choices. Let's go chocolate and milk.
I'm going to close this window for a second, since
this is the whole power coming for you.
Distance. There we go. A chocolate milk. Interesting.
Yes. Because no, wait, not chocolate milk. Sorry, rubber cement. I was thinking of the wrong bottle.
Oh man, I love rubber cement.
Rubber cement, just because out of the 4 items you can get in a bottle, one is horrific the second you pick it up, and then the other 2 are okay. And in my opinion, rubber cement is incredible. It's so good.
I'm gonna pick pinking shears.
I hated that for the longest time until I did a boss rush run with the pinking shears.
You have like 10 bodies.
Yep.
I really like a pinking shears, even if you don't go for boss rush, because it does so much damage that you don't really have to worry about, as long as you can get your body to sort of glom onto the boss correctly,
I
think you can do some really, really great stuff. I think it's sneaky strong.
Yes, definitely. It's Pinking Shears are actually a really good call. Nobody ever seems to give them like credit.
Yeah.
Again, going weird. Monstro's Lung. This is where you're gonna see the divergence between mine and your play style.
Yeah.
Monstro's Lung to me it's one of those things where if you happen to have the right build, and that's obviously always a risk, but if you've got the right build with Monstro's Lung, he can be devastating. Like, you can clear a room out in less than, like, the second you walk into it, you let go of that button and the room's empty.
You just and everything's done.
Exactly. It can be one of those items.
Yeah.
So yeah, my number 3 is probably Monstro's Lung, which I know is probably on your number 3 in reverse order.
It's not a bad item, it's just not one I like to pick up. I'm going to pick something that's a lot more common than some of these other ones. I'm going to pick Synth Oil. That's the syringe that has the gray liquid in it.
Damage and range, is it?
Yeah, it's damage and range. The reason I'm picking it is because it's a 1.0 damage upgrade, but also because it's really, really common, and there are really no downsides to it. It just gives you damage. Range usually doesn't matter, but there's no... It's not like Small Rock where you pick it up and it gives you a damage upgrade and it slows you down. There's no downside to it at all, which I think is a huge benefit.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that for my number 4 then. Similar kind of issue. Probably a bit more rare. Serpent's Kiss.
Curses, that was going to be my next pick. Serpent's Kiss is so good.
It's... unless you know about the Black Heart thing, you pick it up and you think, oh, this has done nothing. It's
right.
Okay,
I get poison shots every once in a while. Whoopity-doo.
Yes. And it's one of those great things where it's like, oh, everyone why am I suddenly like got 2 red hearts and a full 2 rows of black hearts?
Yeah.
What's doing that? And Serpent's Kiss can, if you're struggling, Serpent's Kiss can make a really weak run into a super powerful run.
Yep. Man. I'm gonna pick a weird one. I'm gonna pick Empty Vessel.
I love that one so much.
Yeah, I think it's so cool because it encourages you to ride that line between not having any red hearts, so not having any sort of regenerative health, and then having that really great flight and that occasional shield around you.
Yeah, and it's one of those things as well where it's if you don't know what it does. I picked it up for the longest time not knowing what it did.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until one of the episodes when we were talking about it, it was like, oh, okay. Oh, that's really, really good, actually.
Yeah.
I think my last item is going to be a super duper common one, mostly just because I love the difference it makes, because I don't know if it does, but it feels like it has a huge bump up. Torn Photo.
That's one of my favorite items.
Because you can pick that thing up and you can be, like, even when you're the keeper who has one of the slowest fire rates in the game, you can pick that up and immediately you can feel the difference between a tier rate.
Yep. And
then it's one of those things where if you've already got a good tier rate and then you pick that thing up, you go from being like to pow, and it's like, okay, this is great.
For my last one here, I'm actually going to pick something from Afterbirth Plus.
Cheat.
And this probably isn't going to be a super popular pick, but I'm going to pick the Smelter. What this does is when you use it, you ingest the trinket that you're currently holding, and you make that effect permanent.
Okay, that's kind of badass.
Yeah, I know there are a lot of other way stronger items that are there in Afterbirth Plus, but I feel like that one has such a high capability of making really crazy runs.
Yeah, like I'm just thinking about it now, and just some of the trinket effects are really cool. Some of them are bad, but if you can, you can get,
start turning.
Chance to. There's items that you can increase the rates of heart drops, for example.
Right.
Buy what you get one of them, you smelt it down, you turn it to permanence. Then you can get the one that increases the chance of dropped hearts being red hearts.
Right.
Turn that in. You can do the same thing for spirit hearts. throw into that yay cancer, and you have a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right,
that's...
let's pick our 5 least favorite items. Then I'll start with you again.
Least favorite items. It's number 1, top of the barrel, Ipecac.
Yeah.
It's... Well, it can turn a run incredibly powerful, but at the same time, it's kind of a nightmare to deal with, because the second someone's close range, you are in trouble if you don't have one of those things that reduce bomb damage.
Yeah. I'm looking through the list here. I'm trying to figure out items that I just don't like versus items that are kind of useless. Because, like, here, I'll pick one that's kind of useless, and it's boom. It gives you 10 bombs.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good call.
That doesn't really do anything. You know, any bomb pickup will give you 5 bombs, and then you have pyro that gives you 99. So 10 sort of doesn't feel like it does anything.
Yeah, especially when, I mean, literally every item that's associated with bombs gives you 5.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh, I got poison bombs. Oh, I got 5 extra bombs as well. Great.
I got hot bombs. I got 5 bombs. All right.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Boom is terrible. I'm going to go and take a whole bunch of items off our list with one sentence.
Okay.
Anything that has the word baby in it.
Sure. And virtually any baby. Yeah.
The one exception, charged. He's probably the only one I will accept.
Yeah.
Everyone else can go away.
I'm going to pick Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a forgotten item, and I hate it because it has kamikaze in it. If it didn't have kamikaze in it...
Wait, what? It'd
probably be fine. Yeah. It has... I think it has almost every spacebar item effect in it. But the fact that it has kamikaze in there makes it... It's just too dangerous to pick up.
Yeah, I did not know it had kamikaze in there. Oh, I'm going to go Bumbo. Go away, Bumbo.
Yeah, for all the reasons we talked about.
Yeah. Like, he's just not worth it for me. Like, go away, Bumbo.
I'm going to pick Anarchist Cookbook.
Yep, it's a very good call.
I feel like it's not actually that bad, but what makes it bad is it's so common. Like, you're always... Pride is almost guaranteed to drop it. If you go in a library, that's almost going to be one of them. It's just... It's not bad, it's just... It's everywhere.
Yeah. Number 4 for me, I've got a nice easy one for you. The Broken Horn.
Oh, the unicorn stump?
Yeah, the one that's not the full unicorn stump, but it's the broken one.
Fine, but you can't shoot, so...
Yeah.
That's not that great. I'm going to pick Experimental Treatment. The syringe that has the yellow stuff where it increases and shuffles your stats.
Yeah.
I feel like I have never gotten a good reroll with Experimental Treatment.
I think I've picked that thing up probably hundreds of times at this point, and I think I've got good rerolls twice.
Yeah. It's just too risky.
I want to say Bucket of Lard, but it
slows you down so much.
It does, but at the same time, then you get to stomp on all the rocks, so...
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That kind of flips it for me, where it's like, okay, now I'm just going to stomp over everything, and hopefully I can get something good on the ground.
Yeah, and this is your last one, right?
Yeah, my last one. I kind of have forgotten one again. I don't know why I don't like this one, considering how much I take damage. It's super rare. It's Midas Touch.
Yeah.
Like, it turns people into gold, and then when you kill them, you get coins for it. But the thing is so rare that I've never really had it work well for me. Normally, if I get that, I'm already on a run that allows me to have plenty of money anyway.
It does have 2 really fun synergies.
One of them, I'm guessing, is the poop.
Yep. But the other one is Cards Into Humanity.
Oh.
It spawns an entire room of gold poop.
Yes.
But I mean, the chances of you getting that are... You'll win the lottery first.
Yeah. Although it's worth mentioning, I did get another Cards Against Humanity at the same time as having the Petrified Poop.
Oh, wow.
And I got it right before Hush. So I went from Boss Rush room full of poop to Hush room full of poop.
Right.
It was kind of great.
My last item is going to be the one that I'm surprised you haven't picked. It is everybody's least favorite item in the history of Isaac forever and for always, and that's Bob's Brain.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think of that.
It's a good item.
That will kill you every single time.
Yeah, like, it's just a race. It's a race to see how quickly it will kill you, because that will happen.
Yes, every single time.
Yeah.
Oh, don't even... And the worst thing about that is it shows up every single run. Without fail, I will get that thing there.
Open that gold chest, and you're like, hey, I got an item. Nope, see you later.
Yep. Hey, I found a secret room. Oh, hey, there it is. Oh, I killed one of the sins. Oh, there it is. Oh, hey, I blew up a rock. Oh, there it is.
I have Curse of the Blind. This item will probably be fun. Ah, it's cursed. It's Bob's Brain. Son of a... Congratulations, Bob's Brain. You're the worst.
No, joint first with Ipecac. Come on.
Yeah. God, what a run that would be.
Bob's Brain and Ipecac. Yeah.
I can't go anywhere. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for sending in your questions. And thank you very much, everyone, for listening and watching. And thank you, Moonpir, of course, for joining me in the basement.
Thank you for trapping me again.
Yeah. I mean, you got to stay here. So...
Till we both escape.
Yeah, exactly. And until next week, bye.
See ya.
And thank you for watching the video, everyone. Bye.
Super long episode. Ah.